There is a big development in the David case. Neo, who was a very close friend of David's, has gone off on the singer in a big way. We thought up to this point the two of them were in lockstep. That is not the case. We obtained posts of Neo's that were posted today, actually Friday, on his close friends feature of Instagram. And it is very clear he is done with David. He begins with, "Thankfully, I'm legally fine in every way." Now, that refers to the fact that, remember, Neo was arrested for failing to appear before the grand jury that's investigating the apparent murder of Celeste Rivas, and David is the prime suspect in that investigation. Neo was asked to testify, actually subpoenaed, didn't show. He was arrested, eventually showed up at the grand jury last month, testified for about 40 minutes. So it is pretty clear he didn't say a lot, and then he was released. That's why he's saying, "I'm legally fine in every way." And he said, "And boy, do I got all my receipts for things, ha, 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 ha." Now, he goes on to David. He says, "I think the worst part is that I've told so many people that I trust and I thought knew me as a person, my side of things. All for that to be thrown out the effing window as soon as I get arrested and they slap that dickhead's name next to mine. And for the record, the thing I was arrested for, I wasn't even charged. They never filed it, and my warrant was retracted because there is more to the story than what's on the news." So it seems that he is saying, number one, and by the way, his lawyer echoed this to us. His lawyer said that Neo has absolutely nothing to do with what the lawyer calls a heinous crime. And that Neo has been smeared on social media and in the court of public opinion. One of the reasons the lawyer is saying that is we broke this story that in the spring of last year, David took a mysterious trip, at least that's the way authorities characterize it, mysterious trip from LA to Santa Barbara in the middle of the night in a remote area of Santa Barbara. And somebody else was in the car with him. There were a lot of people who were speculating that it was Neo who was in the car, and there was talk, rumors, that Celeste may have been in that car as well, although we have absolutely no knowledge of that. This was swirling around social media. Her body was found in the trunk of David's Tesla in front of his LA house in early September. So the question now is, what happened between Neo and David? Something clearly happened, and based on what we know, this may be somewhat of a surprise to David that this happened. I can't say more than that, but this may have caught David off guard that Neo has broken this way. And I think it's significant that whatever Neo was involved in, he says nothing. He says he knows a lot about it. He says he knows a lot more that was in the news, and what has been in the news is a lot. And he's saying he knows a lot more. So it seems like he is just waving this in front of David, but something has happened between the two. In the meantime, we know that the grand jury had been meeting. They were supposed to meet this week. They did not. So we don't know if the grand jury has completed its investigation. The grand jury could recommend an indictment. Everything we're hearing is that an indictment is likely, and it could come soon. We don't have any kind of time frame. The DA's office has not given that to us. But again, there was no grand jury activity this week, and that's a sign that the grand jury may have done its job. We don't know if they voted yet, but stay tuned.